welcome to the channel, and thank you for checking out this video. Today we're going to be discussing Beast Morphers episode 18 from season 1, entitled Rewriting History. If this is your first time on the channel, please do subscribe, and regardless of how many times you've checked us out, please do give the video a thumbs up. It does a lot to help out the channel. If you've never been here before, with this series we're basically doing reviews of Power Rangers, specifically Beast Morphers for this one, and then a monster rating review. It's not going to be in this episode because there's not really a monster of the week, but typically we would look at 5 different categories: the look, power, the plan, the success, and the voice of the monster, and rate it. So if you want to check out some of the other videos to see what that looks like, please do. So we're going to go ahead and get right into the review, and it's an interesting episode. We're towards the back end of season 1, and this is kind of the second of the kind of 4-part finale in some respects. So Steel wants a pet. He sees that everyone else that is human has one, and he wants to, get in touch with his human side. Nate agrees that if he can take care of a potted plant for a week, he will give him a pet. That is the I guess, hero's journey we're going on. Well, that's what the Rangers are focused on this week. The villains, of course, are focused on their memory pulsator, which was set up in the last episode, and we're entering phase 2. And basically, if you recall, they've hacked into a TV tower. They're going to use this to wipe everyone's memory, and the idea now is that they're going to wipe everyone's memory and implant a new memory. A little inception going on here, and the idea is they're going to tell everyone, implant a memory in their brain that says Blaze and Roxy were never evil. They became Power Rangers like they were supposed to, and basically the whole series never happened. They're good guys. Everything's great, and they're going to use this to infiltrate the grid battle force and steal some mega transporters, which we'll get into what we need them for next episode. Don't want to spoil it, got to keep coming back for more. So they are doing this. Of course, it doesn't work on Steel because he's a robot, so he is doesn't work there. He's out with Devin, and Devin immediately, doesn't recognize him. Of course, Steel recognizes there's something wrong, but they go back to Grid Battle Force anyway. He kind of tricks him in saying, do you want to go play their battle simulator? And when they get there, Ben and Betty are playing, tough guy security in some respects. Still low comic relief, of course. And they take their morphers from them. Vargoyle then shows up, and he's kind of, it's weird because he showed up so late in the series, and now he's just completely taking over as his main lieutenant for Evox. And even in this episode, there's not really, like I said, a monster of the week. There is a Gigadrone later on, but no name, nothing behind it. It's just a distraction. So there's a fight scene that happens between Vargoyle, Steel, and Devin, and what's really great is it uses one of the great, I guess, kind of kung fu film tropes that I love so much, which is that if someone's holding something that they don't want to break or lose, or everyone's fighting over it, and you have one person holding an item, this time the potted plant, which he names Spot, and they're trying to defend it, and this whenever someone's fighting with essentially an appendage missing. I don't want to say missing because it's one-armed swordsman, but in that predicament, always a great fight scene. So good fight scene there between Devin, Vargoyle, and Steel. Devin ends up not remembering he's a Power Ranger, but kind of believing Steel because he uses his cheetah speed to save the potted plant. And so then he gets the morphers, and Spot does break. Unfortunately, he is shot, but so maybe no pet for Steel. Meanwhile, Roxy and Blaze are gathering, like I said, our heroes together, everyone else, to help them transport the mega transporters. Ben and Betty are also, they end up dropping one of the mega transporters, and it gets cracked, and they just go through like constant teleportation time warp thing through a bunch of different places. I'm sure they could do like a whole episode probably on just where they went, what was going on with them, but that was interesting. And Devin and Steel end up going to the TV station, and they're going to try and knock out the tower. Steel says, I'm a robot, I can take it. So he's climbing up this electrified ladder while Devon's supposed to go inside and try and turn off electricity. So kind of a two-pronged plan there. Of course, once Devon gets inside, Vargoyle is in there, and they have this great, just like super speed indoor battle. Again, kind of Inception, where like you're running up the wall and upside down, and just a really fun use of those powers. But Steel ends up getting to the top of the tower. He shuts it off. He breaks it and falls down, and his eyes go completely out. So you think he's done for. And Vargoyle is actually the reason he's only using the speed is because he's out of his Morphax is low, so he can only use the cheetah speed. Roxy and Blaze end up getting found out once this is destroyed, and immediately teleport out with the mega transporters, and we're out to another episode. Again, the Gigadrome comes in. They of course immediately take care of it. Nothing really to write about there, but Nate is able to reboot Steel, and they do give him a dog at the end, who actually he ends up giving to a little girl anyway. Which, and I guess we should say they did do the bit where Devon freezes up when he sees the dog. That's like a callback to like episode like 1 or 2. They haven't really played around with it that much. But that's pretty much the episode. I will say the two best parts were those fight scenes, the ones with Devon and Vargoyle. So you had the great one with the potted plant, and then you had the one that was more superpower based and just we're going to run at each other at super speeds. So two really good fight scenes. Enjoyed like kind of they live kind of like, the TV tower is brainwashing people and you have to knock it out to unleash the truth. So all in all, a good episode. Sad there's not a monster rate, but I get it. We're building towards the finale. We're here just to focus on the lieutenants and Evox, but looking forward to next week, and of course the season finale. So just a couple more, although there's technically 2 other episodes afterwards, but they're more just holiday episodes. So we'll get to those as well. Thank you for checking this out, and please do give the video a thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, let me know your thoughts on this episode. If you like those fight scenes, if there's something else you really liked from the episode, or if there's something I missed. I'm sure there is. That always happens. But appreciate you checking out the channel, and see you next time here with more Power Rangers, Star Wars, movies, all that other good stuff. See you next time.
$65 million years ago, an ancient force brought the power of the Morphin Grid to planet Earth. Now, the forces of evil have come to claim that power, and a group of heroes must rise up to meet this challenge.
It's Morphin time!
Harnessing the energy of the Morphin Grid with the prehistoric power of Dino Fury, they will unlock incredible new Morphers, Dino-powered weapons, powerful new Zords, and astonishing new Megazords. In the tradition of dinosaur teams of the past comes a brand new entry. Power Rangers Dino Fury. Coming soon.